everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, and today we are going to be doing a little bit of colour for a change. So we're going to we won't be doing all of the butterfly here today, but we're going to be doing bits and pieces because we'll see where the hour takes us. But I've got quite a lot to do this evening, so I've just tried to dig out the colours that I can find. So what we're going to do is, I think I'd like to work with the outline first, which is this 3 colour. I'm having to use my teeth because I can't be asked to get back up to go back in the other room. So we're going to use our white pen for the minute. What have I done with my wax? Waxy woo. I'm going to get my wax. I did find my blue pen, so I found that today, and I've been changing the heads on my white pen as well, because I want to upgrade them all to these, you know, these new metal ones. So what we're going to do is we will just try and get this outline. This is a 310 we're working with here. I've just realised I've took this up a little bit too far, so let me just put that there for the minute. We'll put that pen there to stop that from rotating. But yeah, we'll try and do as much colour as we can on this for the minute. There's no clock in here, so oh dearie me. Right, I need to go and get my other phone because there's no clock and we need a clock. Actually, no, we can use... Is Alexa still plugged in? Yes, yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll just switch that on. She might say hello. But yeah, I sold my clock in here because I've been having a shuffle around. I got this glass clock from Argos and it didn't really go with the room in here, and I've had it for a couple of years now. But it didn't really go with the room colour. My bedroom is done in an African daisy blue, which is very similar to sort of this colour. Perhaps a darker colour, maybe probably about that sort of middle bit there. And I thought, well, I'll sell it on, and then I can get a new one, because I didn't really want to chuck it away. It was quite a nice clock. It's a glass clock. And then the hands, it's not like one of them ones with where it's all encased and it encapsulates it. This one was like a glass clock with the hands available to move. And what's really nice about them sort of clocks is when we have to move the clocks forward and back, you have a little round knob thing that you have to turn to change the hands. But with this one, I just get the hand, go whoop, which you're not really supposed to do, but yeah, it's another 5 o'clock session here today. So I've just got back and had to dive straight into this because I've got to go live on my other channel later, so it's just going to be like this, then dinner, then live, then news, then go to bed and start all over again. So yeah, roll on the weekend when I get the days off, because I am knackered to say the least. But it's been lovely and cool here today. A little bit hot, but not that hot, if you get me. So now I'm going to have to watch that I don't mix these colours up, because they're very similar. 310 can normally come in an M symbol or a W. In this case, they've just put number 3 with 310. So it's just classed as number 3, which is 310. Just to confuse you even more. But yeah, normally a 310 is an M or a Y. Sorry, yeah, M or a W, or a 3. I've placed another order with Temu. My turtle seems to be stuck in customs at the moment, but it's like one order has gone on one plane and the other's gone on the plane behind. So, so yeah. We might have to cut this session short as well because I'm quite busy. If I wasn't going live on my other channel tonight, I would have been able to do a bit more. But as I said, we might still have a bit of time. I wanted to do dinner before the live because sometimes people get chatting in the chat and then I'm there for like 2 hours. The other night didn't finish, I think it was like 2 hours 20 minutes because like you get talking in the chat and trying to get through as many comments as you can, and it's hard work, you know. You have to go live, you have to check the comments, do the filming bit, you know. It's knackering to say the least. So yeah, but we'll see what we do. I could have filmed this tomorrow, but I like to get it up for 10 o'clock and then, you know, it takes care of itself. But yeah, this is where we're going to start to really slow down now because it's single placing. But I've been digging around in the drawer this evening trying to find as many of the colours as I can. We've got the 5, the 3, and I think the blue will have to, I've got one of the blues, but we'll have to wait for that. But I think after this 3 I'm going to put in a little bit of that sexy pink, so because it's very vibrant, so I'd like to see what that looks like against the black. But apart from that, it's just going to be getting on with dinner after this. And I didn't get my dinner till gone 9 o'clock last night. Some nights I just come in and I just don't want to eat nothing. I just don't feel like, all my energy's gone. And some days I'm so tired because I'm up at like 6 every day, and some days I'm like so tired and I just don't eat, and then I feel like this massive migraine the day before. So yeah, it's quite annoying. But guess what tomorrow is, guys? Oh no. Oh dear, I've made a cock up. I was going to say guess what tomorrow is, the range unboxing, but I keep thinking tomorrow's Wednesday, and it is Wednesday, but I've got to remember that I do the unboxings on Wednesday, so this video will be Thursday instead. So forget that. I was thinking that I was doing this tomorrow and I'm not, which gives me an advantage. And if I'd known that 5 minutes ago before I started kitting up for this, then I would have left it till Thursday, but started it now. So might as well just get as much done as possible. But I placed another order on Temu tonight, and it came up saying £80, and I was like, what? I have not put £80 worth in my basket. But you have to be careful with this basket, because even if you untick the items that you don't want within the basket, sometimes it thinks you want to buy the whole lot, and I was like, why is it so much? So I had a look, and it's because the robot decided to tick all the items in the cart, and I had to untick the ones I didn't want. I was like, I ain't paying that. And then I was like, it can't be that. Like, it was telling me it was like £7, and then I bought another couple of things, so the total was like £15 something. But yeah, that was a bit worrying, but it's because I had too many things in the cart. So, because what I do is when I buy something, I will, you know, keep topping up the cart. So yeah, but I might place another order for the range this week, because I'm really tempted to get that Narnia one. And then my dad's been on at me, kept saying, when are you going to do the zoo painting? So last night at about 11:45 at night, I got my big bag of recycling, well, my big recycling bag of drills out, and I was putting some more in the file, and I'll show you something in a minute. I need scissors. This is... So we're going to put some of this sexy pink in now. It's not that bright, but yeah, what I've been doing is, because I've got so many drills just like in a massive bag, it takes ages going through all these different codes. So what I do is, to make it easier, I now put a sticker on the front, just so that you don't have to look for that code. You can go, right, that's the cat and the butterfly. You know, it makes it easier. And I've got these lovely round stickers. You get 300 in a pack from the newsagents. And I was like, oh, wow. So definitely get them. As I said, I normally go for the little rectangle square ones, which normally look like this. So, for example, there's a little clue as to what's coming up in the range tomorrow's unboxing. Which technically I mean Wednesday, not Thursday, not Friday when you see this video. But I normally go for like that little square one. But I've been having a think, and I'm thinking about introducing a new thing of the week. Perhaps on a, let's have a think here, perhaps a Thursday night. I'm thinking of doing like a kit up session, because I did do a kit up before, but I haven't really got, once I get this storage rack thing from Temu, I keep forgetting to order it, I will do a kit up session in, you know, my new storage rack thing. So yeah, see, look, that's really nice. I can't resist, I've got to turn it off. Look at that. Now that looks like flecks of like a fireworks gone off. So me and Diamond Painting Pidder, we've got a Paris diamond painting, and she did an unboxing of a Paris diamond painting, you know, the Eiffel Tower, and I thought, oh my god, that's gorgeous. So I had a look on Temu and come across a you know, a Paris diamond painting. I don't know why I keep calling it Paris, but it's in Paris. And yeah, it came across an Eiffel Tower, so I thought I could do that for this year. But what's going to be quite interesting is, in November we'll be finishing off that London Bridge, because that's you know, on the old system what I was doing. So, and that will continue until it's done now. So, but last night I was lying in my bed about, I think I got to bed at 12 or 1:30, and I was watching this video about the Statue of Liberty. And apparently, I didn't know this, but obviously you can climb in the Eiffel Tower. But I didn't realise that you can climb up to the crown of the Statue of Liberty. And she was saying that if you bend down at a certain window, you can see the torch, and if you look at this particular window, you can see the tablet that she holds. And I was reading up, because obviously there's a big torch, but she said that the crown is like the thickness of a 2p. And I wouldn't normally do this, I'll make an exception. I like to wait until we've got to that row, but I can't resist not leaving that. So anyway, she said that apparently it's the thickness of a 2p. So I thought, well, you must be able to get up to the you know, the torch that she holds. And I thought, I'll have a Google, because she didn't really mention anything about the torch. And apparently people haven't been up there for a century, because apparently there's been a big explosion or something. So I don't know how it can have an explosion. I mean, the Statue of Liberty lights up, obviously, but I'll have to check if she lights up anymore. I don't know if she still lights up or what. But yeah, I wasn't aware that you could do that, so that was quite interesting. I'll give up with that, it doesn't want to go in the back. So yeah, rather fascinating. And that was that. So I'm going to kit up. I think we'll do a little bit of this A colour there. This is this colour. This could be, we'll have to have a colour check on this, because this doesn't crop up very much apart from further down the cat. If we've got some spares, I'm going to pinch that for Wilbur to finish off that butterfly, because remember that these colours are always coming up in kits, so you can always pinch some to accommodate other paintings and then replace them at a later date. But I've actually, there's this, I don't know what they would call it, but it's some sort of theme, and it's called I think this is an identical to Wilbur. I think Wilbur's a little bit dark on that butterfly, but we'll have a go. But I've been in that, I'm trying to think what you would call it, a statue or a tower, but it's called Monument in London, and it's not a very fascinating or pretty building. It's quite ugly, really, because it doesn't have much detail, and I think that was like something like 300 steps or 365 steps. And when you climb from the top, the bottom to the top, you get a certificate. And I've never been in such a boring thing. This monument was going round and round and round. It was like in a circle as you're going up, so round and round and round, and it felt like it was never ending. And then another occasion, we went to St Paul's Cathedral in London, and that was quite nice, but I think it got to us, we went in quite late, and they, after a certain time, I think it's like 5 o'clock, they won't let any more people up to the very top. And is that a black? Yeah. And there was a narrow bit that was like really narrow, and you had to sort of like bend your back to go up it. My dad got stuck, and I was like, oh my god, please, we don't want the fire brigade here, and then trying to cut him out of the wall. But it turns out it was his backpack stuck. But we really did panic, because we was like, I don't think you can get up through there in such a tight space. And more to this, we went when I was in college in Colchester Institute. That's where that black's come from, right? We'll replace that a little bit later. Let me just get that drill. That's more of a black, so I think that's probably a 310, but it should be an N. 310 with the letter N. But anyway, we went to Colchester Institute, and there's, I think it's called the dungeons or something that's in the lower ground. You go under these really tiny walls, and you have to really, really bend down to get under it. It's like from the floor, it's like a really sort of narrow archway, and it's like, I think you had to crawl under it to get under it. But yeah, it was rather interesting to see, and quite enjoyed seeing how that progressed. But there's a sightseeing bus in Colchester. I don't know if they still do it, but we went on a sightseeing bus around Colchester, and it was quite nice eating sandwiches on the top of the deck. So because obviously they were getting squashed in our bags, so we had to sort of like, back then we would put all the sandwiches in a bread bag, so where the bread comes in them bags, we would just fill it up with that and put it all back in there, and it was quite nice. But I've been on the HMS Belfast. That's quite lovely to go into there. And I think with all museums, you can't say no to having a little look around in the gift shop. And I don't know where it is at this part in time, but one of my things was to always get a key ring from, either the gift shops. I got a feather pen from Colchester Castle, and that's where them dungeon things were, in Colchester Castle. And I've been in the London dungeons, I've been to Chessington, World of Adventures, and the best ride there is the Vampire, and there's talk about whether it's going to be scrapped. Again, on another TikTok video, there's this guy that goes around amusement parks, and he's normally talking about Nemesis, which is in Thorpe Park, because that's just had a major refurb. But the Vampire ride is what brings in most of the money for Chessington, and they have a zoo, and they've now got a hotel there, because obviously it's quite a way out from Whittam. So obviously if you wanted to, you could stay over there, but they've got like a little zoo, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But I've walked over the Tower of London. I keep saying the Tower of London. I have been in there, and apparently people live in the Tower of London, which was quite fascinating to know. because there's this thing about these, I don't know if they're jackdaws or crows, they both look like the same, but I think a jackdaw is slightly smaller than a crow, but apparently they're not allowed to leave the Tower of London, so there's these things called beef eaters. And at first I thought they were called beef eaters because they eat beef, hence the word beef eaters, but oh no, look, I've left two. I can't be having that, no. Let me just tip that out and just correct that. But yeah, it's quite nice to walk over the glass, and because it never used to be open to the public, and I watch this guy called Rob Bell sometimes on ITV3, and he's been in the section where they lower the bridge, and these massive hydraulic pump things. Oh my god, like it's fascinating to watch. I'm very into like my train sort of journeys and stuff like that on TV. And we've missed some, no that isn't, that's N, which is that colour, okay. I'd like to get in, what have we got we're working with at the moment? We've got a 12, I think that's all we can do on that for the minute. We did have a 1, but I think I've left that in the other room. That's not a problem, we can cover that next time. But what I'd like to do is finish this N now, because we've got a bit of N to do in there, so yeah, I don't know what it is, but they just seem to stick at the bottom of my thing. Quite aggravating. I wash the tray because whenever I diamond paint, I always wash my trays, and just in case it gets a bit sticked and stuff. So I'm hoping at the moment we're working on 1 tray, so I'm hoping that by the time Timu gets here, I'll have some more trays to work with. So, but Friday, I'm going to pop over to my relatives and pick up them pink ones that I got from Timu, if I remember. Remember when? No. Remember when? That's the song. I don't know who sings it. I can't remember. And I don't know if you've been watching Lazy Retired Granny recently, but she's doing this thing called, it was quite funny when I saw the title, and she's doing like this, I think it's like 30 days of dedication to my channel, and the latest one she put up was something to do with all the expressions I get when watching World of Mike, and I thought to myself, that's bloody charming, that, isn't it? But she's got these lovely stickers, and Diamond Painting Pedder, if you're watching right now, you are gonna love what I've got. I haven't actually ordered them yet, but all I'm gonna say is it's Nutcracker related, so I think you'll like what I've picked up, and I'm gonna order them, because I haven't ordered it yet because they're a little small for what I'd like, so I'm gonna see if they've got any bigger, but I'm not going to say. Could it be stickers? Could it be coasters? Could it be key rings? You'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll see if I can locate them colours once we get a bit more done there. So, look at that. Fantastic. So, what I'll do is I'll put some of the colours that we've worked on, like the pink and the stuff, into these dormant ones, and I'll just finish. Did I have another one? Yeah, just there. Okay, so we're going to move that down a bit now, which I don't really want to do. I want to finish that, but it is what it is. But I want to get in, because I've also got here several different greens, and this one's really beautiful. Really dark, so I want to see what we can do with this part over here. This is my Iron Man light, which is slowly but surely running out of battery here, because I've got a collection where I build Iron Man. If you want to know more, and if you're an Iron Man fan, then check out fanhome.com, and that's open to Americans because they do it in America as well. And you can also have it in the UK, but yeah, this is going to go a little bit out of shape now because I want to do a little bit of this multi-placing if we can with my white pen, which is this one. I'm going to try a 6-placer and see how we get on with that. Sometimes when I pick it up, they don't always go on, but I'd like to at least try doing 6 if I can. Oh yes, look at that, 1 to go. I don't really feel comfortable using a 6. I feel that it's far too big, but you know, I've got to try and practice. I'm much more comfortable with this. I think that's is that a 6 or a 5? That's interesting. That says 6 as well, so that's got to be a 9 then. But they're saying that that's 6. How can they both be 6? Unless that is a 9-placer, but that don't make sense because you would think that that would be 9 because that's a smaller placer. But wow, okay, interesting. Just going to move that up slightly. I'm a bit annoyed with myself because I don't know why, but I keep thinking that tomorrow is Tuesday and it's not. And then today I woke up and thought it was Sunday. So I'm annoyed with myself in the fact that I could have had today off from doing this. But never mind, we must... I'm pretty confident we can get this finished by the end of August. Because it's literally only like a couple more rows down here, so I reckon, you know. And what I've also thought about doing is I may introduce this one later on in the week, so I might put this at the end of the week just to like get it started and things, because that one won't take very long. They're quite fast-paced ones, them ones. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. And then, as I said, I've been kitting up this zoo painting because my dad wants me to do this epoxy zoo painting. And I'm like, I'm not being funny here, but I do it when I feel comfortable to do it. But he doesn't understand that I have themes. So, I mean, looking at that painting, I'm happy to start working on it, but I don't know where I would fit it in. I mean, this year's pretty much covered. I mean, I'm obviously doing cats now, and then what's next month? Halloween, so we'll be doing the Pennywise clown, and then finishing off that pumpkin if we can, and then I'll never forget that pumpkin painting because that came from Germany because they were having problems trying to source it, and with Amazon they will source it from another country if it's having stock issues. So yeah, I always find when I do larger places I'm much more slow doing it. I mean, you work at the rhythm you're comfortable with, so yeah. Trying to see how much further I want to take this down, so I think we can go down a little bit more because I want to try and box it in if we can in a minute, but just try and place. I mean, these will easily place, you know, straighten it as well, but I'm aware my camera's been a bit on the wonky side recently, so apologies for that. I will try and sort the clamp out because it has a ball joint mechanism on it, so it's probably the ball joint that's a little bit on the slanted side. So yeah, So how much do I want to take out? I don't want to take it up too much more. This is really interesting. If you look there, there's like a, this is the end colour, but you can see a very sort of green streak behind it. So whether that print came out wrong, I'm not sure, but that's interesting. But I don't want to take it up much more than that, so what we'll do is we'll give it a bit of a shimmy to get the jewels lined up there, and then I think I like to start taking it down to there now. Lovely jubbly. I've been having a spending spree because my my HMRC tax rebate thing got cleared today. So that's what's lovely with the banks, is that they do. I mean, years ago they never used to do this, and you had to wait like 5 days for it to clear. Remember the days where you have to like cash it in, and then if it's after the cut-off time, you've got to wait until the following week, the following working day. But I don't know why they can't just pay it. They have to. They know it's from a company, but they have to still check it, because they like to be double sure, you know. But yeah, I've really enjoyed working on this because it's so lovely to see it, you know, multi-placed and stuff. So yeah. I need to get some more release paper because this bloody wax, this cellophane noise gets on my nerves. But then I'm like, do I order any more? Do I just wait for a painting to remove it? Problem is I haven't started any of the paintings that have the release paper on it, with the exception of that February Love one. So I really need to sort of dig out some paintings and get them started, even if it's not on a theme yet. And then that would release some of the release papers so that I could get some more, you know, done. And then I can put the release paper on here. So the chances are I'm going to need to get another one. See what I mean? It seems like it gets stuck here, and I've washed this, but they're very static. This one. Okay. Do you know what? This is so much better than doing one, like a different one each day. We should have done this a long time ago, doing it like the same one each day. Because it gets it. I don't know how Tessa does hers. She whizzes away on hers, and she doesn't really do much whip and chat. So I would love to see her do some more whip and chats. It's like Liz Harrison's Scotty Dog Craft. She tends to do a lot of unbagging videos. I would really love to see her doing some whip and chats. But she does. She's a terrific channel to watch. She's so. Like, she always gets very excited about her packages, and she loves her hot pink. Such a fantastic channel. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to work down with the N, because if you think about it, we're gonna try and I'm gonna take this down a few more notches, and then we'll box it, and then I'm gonna fill it from the outside in, and then work on the bit of the colour here. So, because it's like that half and half at the moment. Oh, this tray's annoying me. It just keeps getting stuck. I'm going to have a bit of my... Oh, veggie shepherd's pie with sweet potato and mashed. BBC Good Food. Try Alexa, show me the recipe. She'll talk now, but no. Well, we're doing well. 17:25. Lovely. But I think we might have to cut this session early because I've got to cut all the potatoes and put the mash on and... But yeah, I don't know. I don't like to tweak the streams. I like to stick to the time that I've set, you see. So I would really much... I don't like to cancel or push it back, because then it just delays what I need to do in the evenings as well. Because once 7 hits, that's like EastEnders. The only time I don't watch it is if I'm, you know, on a live show that night. But and then obviously I like to do a bit of my emails, get some of them down, do the washing up. I sort of cook and wash as I go along, so some people like to leave it all until after they're vet, and my mum, like, she likes to get all the... She doesn't like waking up to, like, loads of washing up everywhere. So I like to do it as I go along. What's also quite aggravating is when your placer doesn't pick up. I'll tell you why, is because this has still got pink wax in it. So I think we'll take this out and put it with a blue wax, because we're actually working with blue. It could be that the wax needs renewing. You should always renew your wax when you're painting, because it does harden, and I like to use fresh wax each time. I mean, I've got so much overload of wax, so yeah, that should be it. Be enough there, so yeah, that should do the trick. Just gonna single place for a minute to just use up these last little few drills if we can, and then we can get some more uploaded. But yeah, I'm not gonna do, I might not be doing a full hour yet. I'm just trying to have a think. So what I'll do, yeah, because it will help me out with the dinner if I sort of, I'm not really hungry, but I need to get it out of the way. So what I'll do is I'll probably finish this about 17. I mean, it's 5:28 at the moment, so maybe about 5:45. That'll give me 15 minutes extra, or I might do it a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. We'll see how it goes. I might do it till another 5 minutes or so, but I'm okay for the minute. Because peeling won't take long. I just need to peel them, put the hot water on, put them on to cook, and then put the carrots on. I'm gonna have mash. Oh my god, last night I had mash, and with my mash I love it lovely and creamy, so I normally put butter in it, and then I put salt, and I have to have a splash of vinegar on it. Oh man, vinegar on mash is heaven. I'm in heaven for you. And then with that I had these large mushrooms that I got from a shop called One Stop, and it's a bit far out to shop. I don't really know where it is in Braintree, but it's quite away from where I live. And they were like these big large ones, and I normally get them in Tesco, but surprise surprise they were out of stock like everything else. And I use an app called Shopper Mama, or Shoppy Mama, something like that. Shoppy Mum, there we go. And they have offers on there. So for example, today's offer was Nesquik milk, 500 grams, and then what happens is you buy it, and then it might say that Shopping Mum will give you £2 off. So you pay the full cost, and then you upload the receipt to Shopping Mum, and they will give you the rebate back. So they pay you into your bank the rebate. So I went up there to get some milk and got them, and what a surprise, still no. They just never have anything I want, and Whittam is ridiculous. Every time you go in there, there's never anything you want. But yeah, it just seems... I don't know if it's the shop or whether Shopping Mum know that they know these products are hard to find, and perhaps that's why they do it. But when you join, you do get like a welcome gift. Well, I did anyway, but things change, as you know. So, but yeah, it just helps you out. So I don't really drink this quick milkshake, to be fair, because I use these things on Amazon called magic straws, which is basically these little sweet things that are in this plastic straw, and as you suck up the milk and you drink the milk through the straw, it turns the sweets into like the same sort of milkshake taste. And I normally go for the strawberries. It's got a cow on the thing, so yeah. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is, because I really need to get dinner sort of done now, so I'm going to stop this once I get to the end of this line, which is a shame because I would have liked to have done a bit more. But what I'll do is the next one, I'll try and make a note, because we're going to lose about half an hour of the time here, so I will make a note to do about an hour and 15 minutes next time, just to sort of like, providing I am comfortable to sit for that long, because as I said, I sit on a shredder with a pillow on top. So I know it sounds funny, but I do, because I'm trying to source a chair, but I'm not paying 80 quid. It's not happening for a lump of plastic with wheels on. No. So I mean, the chair I want is the one that was 44 quid, and it's a lovely chair, and it's got that PU leather on it, but I can't source it. So providing how well I can sit on that, then I can normally manage about an hour before I get arseache. So yeah, so yeah, we'll see how we go there. But that's that. So we not much colours done today, but obviously I'm a little bit on the busy side today, so let's take a look and see what it looks like. But as you can see, it doesn't look right now. Now that we've put pink in it, it looks really, really... You get so used to seeing that colour block, and then you get all this different pink in it. So, as I said, some colours can be quite overpowering, so it doesn't really go with the black. So, for example, look at Hobie on my channel, the lion. That yellow that they've used is so overpowering, and I do have some special drills here, which I normally do cards, and this was the white Christmas tree that I did. And these have some lovely, they're like leaves and stuff, so I keep them for like card making. And I can put some, you know, embellishments or something on there. But that's what it's looking like so far. So for the next session, which will be on Thursday, I'm gonna, it is Thursday, oh my God. Why? So I'm getting all discombobulated. So this episode will go up on Thursday. The next episode, Friday's episode, I'll try and get most of these colours, and then we will try and get an hour and 15 minutes just to recover some of the time that we've lost today. But anyway, please remember to like, share, subscribe if you like what you see. This is available through Temu. I paid £2.54 for this, and it's really, really gorgeous. So I would highly recommend you get it. But please remember to do all the YouTubey things and tap the bell to be notified of future uploads. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you next time. So until then, catch you later.